there, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to do a play booster box opening of Edge of Eternities. Now the biggest thing I want to see with this is not necessarily if we break even, like if the mythics we hit make the box like profitable or not. I'm more interested to see how many shock lands you get, how many total mythics you can get, because I think that's a lot of information people would want to figure out if it's worth opening or not. I decided to open this box because it came dented. I don't know if you see. I think the case got dropped. So this box was dented, so we'll open the singles. And if anything's damaged, you know, we'll figure it out. So what does everybody think about Edge of Eternities so far? All the spoilers have officially come out. I think the set looks pretty good. It'll have to be a little while before we know for sure what's what. All right. We're going to probably fly through a lot of these commons and uncommons. I'm not sure how many people are interested in seeing commons and uncommons. Deft Gastronaut is our first rare. I do think the basic... Now, you can't really get excited for full art basic lands anymore, but the full art basic lands in this set are really, really good. I like the art. The art team always... They're stomping around those, so that's our first... That's our first shock line there. The Eternity Elevator. And we'll shut this shock lands aside so we can kind of get a count of about how many we get. And then we'll set all the rares to the side, or mythics aside, and get a basic count of how many of those we get. Grave Blast Heavy. Red Tiger. So we'll do it that way. Honor. Frenzied Baloth. Gavastorm Titan. I don't know how popular. Oh, there's a Thrumming Hive Pool. That's one of the more desirable cards coming out of this set. We'll set that to the side too. Why not? I don't know how popular Standard is in your area. In this area, it's not super popular, so I don't know how well this will affect Standard. I do the spacecraft. The art is definitely a bit eye-catching. So let's see. The Endstone. There's our first mythic. Sammy Wild Captain foil. That's a mythic. Do we set it to the side? We'll do it as a maybe. There's our first full art planes there. Like that art looks really good. I've been building a Necrobloom deck, so there was one card in here that I was interested in trying it out and see how it did. Guided by Light. But that's the only commander deck I'm actively working on, so there's only like a couple cards in this set that I think could make the deck list. And I don't even know if they're actually going to be any good. I am not a particularly good Magic player anymore. Oh, there's a Swarmyard, so that's the borderless treatment. And then Sunstar Exemplar. There's the Swamp. That looks... You can't say it doesn't look good. I like it. Some of these basic lands might go in my deck, though. If I can get any of the foils. We probably won't open too many collector boosters of this. They really cut the print runs on these. Quantum Rippler. There's another mythic, so we'll set that there. Infinite Guideline Station. So it looks like they really cut back on the print runs on this. I got all the play boosters I wanted, which wasn't a big surprise, but I got cut in half on the collector boosters. And that's a bigger cut than what I got for Final Fantasy. And then when I talked to all the distributors, they all kind of said the same thing. There's a Cosmogrand Zenith. There's another mythic that Wizards didn't make as much or didn't ship as much of this out as they did for other sets. So I think the collector boosters, if they are popular, They might be harder to find than you're used to. Tractor Beam. Secluded Starforge. Shipseed Impact for the foil on that one. I'm sure there's quite a few people that are already moving on. I know there was the talk originally about this kind of being like a set you skip. Moonlit Meditation for the rare. For, because Spider-Man's coming up after this one. I don't know. You got to tell me how popular is Spider-Man going to be versus like Final Fantasy, because I really don't know. I like Spider-Man, but I don't know if it has the same kind of passionate. The Super Void. There's another Mythic. Oh, and there's a first full art foil land. That is nice. Look at that. Seems like Final Fantasy fans, I think they might be more passionate than like a Marvel. I don't know, than like just a Spider-Man only fan, or there might be more of them that are passionate. I guess is probably the better way to say it. Beyond the Quiet, Rig for War. But I could be way off base. I actually have no clue. Godless Shrine, so there's our second one. And Sunstar Dreadnought for a Mythic. I would say this box has not been too bad. I don't know how many Shocklands you hope to get. 2 feels okay. 3 would be nice. If there's 4 in this box, and the average is 3 or 4, I could see the Shocklands going down a bit. If they go down too much, then this might be the lot. Look at this. Right out of the pack. I hate that. Synthesis Amalgam. Pretty sure I didn't say that right. So if the Shocklands drop a lot, I could see this be the last time for a while. They might take a big break on printing Shocklands to kind of let that value build back up before they print them again. But it just depends on Sunset Saboteur. Depends on how common these Shocklands are in this set. I have a whole play set of the Unfinity ones, not the like the Galaxy foil, just the full art foil. Inventor's Fair. There's another Mythic. Sarima. Pinnacle Kill Ship for the foil. So yeah, I don't have the Galaxy foils. I like that art a lot. I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. The Infinity ones have a lot. I think the art is prettier. So I won't be swapping out my playset for a different one. Starfield Vocalists. There's a full art Forest. Something I always wonder when I open this stuff, and maybe somebody knows, you can leave me a comment. What is going to be this? There's always 1 or 2 cards that are sleepers that come out, $1, $2 at release time, and within a week they're $5, $10. What is everybody's prediction? Frenzied Bailoff? What is everybody's prediction on the card? What is going to be the sleeper card from this set? Is there going to be a sleeper card in this set? It seems like there's always one, though. I can't remember the last time there wasn't a card that spiked up in price after initial pricing. Wander Formal Roll? Wander? I don't know. Hardland Containment? I always kind of wonder that. If I was better, if I had more time to play this game, maybe I could get better at kind of predicting that stuff, but running the shop, it makes it hard. Every time I'm here, I feel like there's something else to do. I want to set some time aside to start playing a little bit more, but Requiem Monolith. And there's the Alpha Raw Stone Chosen. That's another Mythic. But every time I'm at the shop, there's always something that could be done, that needs to be done. And it seems like There's just not a lot of time to play. Maybe I don't prioritize it, but it's just how it feels to me. That's cool looking. Sarayan Dirgecraft. Weapons manufacturing. So far we have, if you don't, well, we have, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mythics. If you don't count the foil mythic, because that could have been a foil rare, so I don't know if we want to count that one. Extinguisher Battleship. Starfield Pilot for the foil. We're almost done. I think we've got like six or 7 packs left. Honored Captain Knight. Loading Zone. Star Breacher Whale. That art is pretty cool. Catch the foil on that. Just skip through a lot of these commons and uncommons. Lightstall Inquisitor. Voidborn for your foil. Caller of the Void. Bygone Colossus. There's the non-foil version of that island. Zero Point Ballad. And then Wormwall Sleeper. Sleeper Agents. I haven't thought about that in a long time. That's from EVE Online for anybody that's played that game. I actually had a lot of fun with that for quite a while. But I don't have the free time for that kind of game. Oh, Watery Grave. So there's our third Shockland. Memorial Vault. Gene Populator. Pinnacle Star Gauge. There's another planes. All right, last pack. Geomorph Imago. Rare. And that's it. Let me know what you think. I personally feel like, so if you can get, 3 Shocklands in a box and then 6 or 7 mythics, that feels pretty good. If you can get them for around 120, 125 bucks a box for play boosters, like, that's really not bad. I had a lot of fun opening this. Hopefully y'all's pre-release goes good. It should be a lot of fun to draft. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.